India's campaign at the Olympics is beginning to take shape. If Manu Bakar provided the initial impetus, winning the first medal over the opening weekend, and then following it up with a historic second, then here's another young gun for you who's lit up the Olympics with his casual daredevilry. I mean, what is it with 22-year-olds showing the world how it's done? Lakshya Sen playing his first Olympics at 22. It's a stage you can easily get overawed by, and then there were the murmurs of a tough draw. Group L is where he slotted in. That had some tough opponents, including a world number 3. Plus, of the 13 groups Lakshya Sen got drawn in, the one of only 2 which had 4 players instead of 3 was his. So the odds were heavily stacked against Sen even before the tournament began. And then the first group win against Kevin Corden got deleted. The win was scrapped because the Guatemalan player withdrew due to an injury, which meant every match from there on was a must-win, including the one against number 3 and All-England champion Jonatan Christie, a top contender at the Olympics. But yesterday, Lakshya Sen displayed all traits of the better, more confident player as he faced Christie. The same Christie who Lakshya had lost 4 out of 5 times to. First, it was the mind games. The 22-year-old Indian nails that. Let me tell you how. While everyone was talking of the importance of the toss being critical because you can pick the better half of the court, the one that is not slower. So you can gain initial control of the match. But what did Sen do? He chose the option to receive. Did not choose which side of the court or even not choose to serve first. He chose to receive. So Christie chose the half of the court that everyone had been eyeing in these matchups. The message Lakshya Sen was giving, the court didn't matter. Whether he was serving or receiving first didn't matter either. He was telling his opponent that he will make sure he's the last man standing at the end of this match. The match started off with Christie taking the lead, and a big one at that, 8-2. And that's when Sen displayed another admirable trait of his that has set him way apart from the rest of his peers, even his compatriots, many older than him. He did not flinch. He did not show any worrying signs, no frowns. There was zero emotion on his face as he focused on how to cut down the gap. So he changed his game, went low and fast, shorter, quicker rallies, and the change of pace in the game plan paid off. Even as Christie tried to keep pace with Sen, it was too much to handle, and Sen was very good at targeting the body, something Christie was unable to maneuver around as well.
Even though Lakshya is young, but he's quite experienced. The last 2 years, he's been playing in the circuit. 2 years back, he played the All England final, and since then, not dropped very drastically. Only probably a couple of months in between, he had a patch where he lost a couple of first rounds. Otherwise, he's always made it to the quarters or above. He rises to the occasion, I would say, always. Actually, Lakshya and Prannoy. In men's singles, I would say both of them the dark horses. Lakshya is known to be beating any player on his given day.
You speak about Lakshya and Prannoy being the dark horses. Of course, only one of them has progressed in just a match that concluded a while back. Lakshya Sen got the better of his compatriot in an annihilation of sorts. Straight games there. But the moment that the world is raving about when it comes to Lakshya Sen is not his mental acumen, nor his astute gameplay, but a jaw-dropping trick shot that he played against Christie. Now look, I know this is nowhere near what many witnessed live, some of them watched live, nowhere close to the magical video, but this is what Lakshya Sen did. A no-look back flick from behind him that landed well enough on the other side to keep the point going, a point that Sen ended up winning because of a Christie error a few shots later. That super shot has given him many accolades, likening him to silver screen heroes. Lakshya Sen was asked about this crazy shot after the match by the BWF, and here's what he said.
That is something I didn't plan for. It just happened. and I'm happy that it went well. I've played it a few times in practice, but I wouldn't play it intentionally at that moment.
He says he wouldn't have played it intentionally ever, but what a stage to really choose to execute that in that spur of a moment to make that call and do it so well and win the point too. Lakshya can do no wrong, but the bigger takeaway from me over the last few matches is a couple of things. Game-wise, we've always seen the attacking mindset that Lakshya Sen displays. That's always been in his DNA. It's his trademark. But he's developed his defense game so strong, moving towards being a well-rounded player who can threaten the best, like he did his own compatriot HS Prannoy today, which is what resulted in him entering one of the most prestigious rounds in badminton. Because Lakshya Sen has proved that he's meant for the big stage. And one key reason why he's able to stay grounded despite all of this is, of course, his family. He still looks at his father for inputs as someone who's been a part of his journey from up close. He's been his coach as well for a while, and his mother who keeps him rooted. They're staying in a serviced apartment close to the badminton venue in Paris, in fact, and Lakshya has the luxury and the good fortune of getting home-cooked meals every day. So talk about having the most important people in your corner close by. When that is there, the world is waiting to be conquered, and he's just inching towards Olympic glory.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect